Well, Rodney Morris has once again set the American heart beating. It is up to Shane Van Boening now to resuscitate that into a state of something other than mere hope.
And the lag goes the way of the Americans for the second time tonight. Van Boening will break. The race to 5.
Race to 5 ranks. First rank, USA to break.
To keep the American juggernaut rolling. 7-5 they trail. They need this one. They can ill afford Van Boening to taste defeat here.
Oh, he needs something to find a hole. Perhaps that 2-ball. Indeed.
It does, Jerry, but it may well just be a push out anyway. No clear path to be able to pocket the 1. I'm not even sure you can see it.
Yeah, not without a hop.
So he's just looking for an area. Just roll the cue ball near the bottom left cushion. Got to be careful here, though, Shane. You start playing chess with the Grand Master.
Oh, I'm sure he's aware of who's in that other chair. Well, he's left an edge of the 1 available. Souquet trying to figure out what it was Shane had in mind. Well, he'll find out now. He's brought Van Boening back to the table.
In terms of pure shot-making ability, I think Van Boening bows to no one.
Absolutely. He comes from a family of champions. Both his grandparents and his parents were national pool champions.
Made his debut last year. Fully intended the overcut there. And he's not left Ralf anything. So a good reply when he was brought back to the table.
Well, both of these men have the same strength, the strength of patience. They will wait for the proper opportunity. They will not rush this table. Well, this could go on for a while.
Jump cue out of Shane's case. And you can see the 1 almost married to that 9. So the 9's going to be moving.
Yeah, I just don't see it moving anywhere near a hole. Looking to send the 9 up into the... No, he avoided the 9 altogether.
Yeah, and I think intended, Jerry. I didn't think there was
Absolute.
enough space between the 1 and the 9 there to avoid moving that 9. Obviously there was. But Souquet should be able to dictate proceedings with this effort. You fully expect him to duck here and put Shane behind a color.
Going for distance and blocking. Got them both.
Mistakes should be at a premium in this match. These two, on many players' minds, would be 2 of the very best, and many would model their games after them. A little bit of luck, possibly. Well, maybe not, judging by Shane as he shrugged his shoulders. Can Ralf get through to this one? It looks like it.
Yes, and really all he has to do is play a stop shot here.
Looks very straight on the 2, Jerry, but once again, Just a stop shot will afford the 3 to the top left. If he wants to try and draw closer. Oh, pardon me, the 2's off the table. He's on the 3 now. So he's got to follow through here. I was looking at the 6. But now he's perfect. And now I know why Shane was shaking his head.
Yes, he left the table to Souquet, and he knew that right away.
Plenty of angle here with which to work. And a little short of intended position. Would love that cue ball to have traveled about another foot. That would have made life easy for Ralf. So this 5, still expect him to get it, but not nearly as easy as it should be. And given that it's the first rack, you know that player's eye and his back arm hasn't settled in just yet.
Splits the wicket. And he's made a plan and working it well now.
You know, what do they say? Plan your work, work your plan. And who exemplifies that better than Ralf Souquet?
Yeah. The taskmaster.
Stayed with me for a week, just over a year ago, and you know, he lives his life exactly the same way as he plays pool, calculating.
Yeah.
Breakfast, everything. It's all planned out. Even went shopping. He wouldn't buy a coat for his wife. Illy now, he wouldn't buy a coat. He had my wife try it on about 3 times.
Well, 8 ball is gone, and the 9 ball will soon follow. It will be Souquet to put the first mark on the board in this set.
And I followed him. I just put the first mark on Europe. It's 1-0 in the race to 5. And Van Boening slumping in his chair because it's going to be Souquet to break in rack number 2. And a man who has really done it all in the world of pool, 40 years of age. He's not the elder statesman on Team Europe. That distinction falls to Tony Drago, but in terms of experience, both he and Mika Immonen, 12 times they've represented Europe. There's nothing in the game of pool that man hasn't done, and he is the reigning world 8-ball champion.
Second rack, Europe to break, leading by 1 rack to 0.
Well, time to see what approach Souquet will take. Cut break or straight on to squat the cue ball in the middle of the table.
Legal break. Couple finding pockets. And nicely positioned on the 1 with the 2 at the same end of the table. A perfect start to rack number 2 for Europe.
Yes, really nothing to stop him here. 3 balls down on the break.
Ensuring to leave a nice angle. Get back up for the 3 to his choice of pockets. In his mind now, Ralf probably thinking about 3 shots ahead. The angle from the 3 over to the 5, or the 4, pardon me, and the 5 pose no problem either.
4 to the 5, the only potential problem left. And that not much of a problem.
Where's the
Pardon me. 5 to the 7.
Sorry, this is the 3 though, isn't it? Sorry.
Well, that should make this table pretty easy now. He can just draw back for the next shot.
He's got a little angle here again. So just force this off that cushion. Jerry, there really haven't been many clearances following the break. This one's been clinical.
It certainly has. Souquet just, you know, at one point for a while they called him the surgeon, and that's a pretty good nickname for this man.
Beautiful control. Never in doubt. The one thing about it, Boeing knew exactly what he was going to have to do in this match. It's 2-0 to Team Europe, and Ralf Souquet. Boeing will break in rack number 3, but that was impressive.
Welcome back to the Mosconi Cup. It's Souquet against Boeing. This is now the third rack, the German having taken the opening 2.
Shane Van Boening to break. Rack number 3. He trails 2-0 to Souquet. Crushes the break.
Boy, that 9 ball was headed for the side pocket and it got knocked away.
I mean, he's knocked 6 of them past the center of the table and nothing going in. So it's going to be a push out if Ralf can't see the 1. Got the 9 moving.
Yeah, well, this is one of those tables that's going to take a little work. The 2, the 7, the 8 are tied up. Yeah. Souquet to push out. Van Boening has a decision to make.
Yeah, I think Ralf trying not to leave Shane the angle to get that cue ball behind those colors top left. It certainly looks like it's there. If he follows through and banks that 1 back up the middle, he can get that white behind those colors on the left-hand side.
Almost, but he does not get there.
You can see the 1, but position to the 2, that's another story. But Shane would like to have got that cue ball behind one of those colors. A little surprised Ralf left him that.
Yeah. I don't know, perhaps he thought he would get it back, but there was never any doubt that Van Boening would take that shot on.
Well, Ralf just got lucky there. Missed that 1 by a long ways. It was never going to be easy. You can see the situation that brings Van Boening out of his chair. Souquet doesn't look too unhappy with that miss. He got away with 1.
Extension.
Players have to play under a 30-second shot clock. Each one allowed 1 30-second extension per rack. Shane's just used his.
He would love to be able to kick that 1 ball away, leave the cue ball behind the 6 and 7. Fine effort.
And the speed that he played that was always the intent. Shane's girlfriend looking on, she certainly liked that shot.
That's Christine De La Garza. She certainly has a lot of heart in this match.
Well, I guess she should be cheering for Shane, shouldn't she? It's a long way to travel to cheer for the opponent.
Now, Van Boening has left, Souquet has left an opening for Van Boening.
And the good safety from Shane has opened the door here, just slightly ajar. Far from easy, and Van Boening has not won a rack in this one just yet. He's got a chance now here in the third. Not ideal position.
Yeah, he certainly didn't want that cue ball up against that rail.
When Shane played Tony Drago this afternoon, he trailed 2-0 as well. Lost the first 2 racks, came back with the next 5. He's going to have to do the same Houdini act against Souquet. Mind you, little different opponent, Ralf Souquet and Tony Drago.
Well, the 3 ball certainly open. If he drops onto the 4 properly, he should be able to go on to his first mark.
Pure. And Jerry, we were talking off air. Sounded like somebody might have fallen out of their chair.
I heard that pretty good.
Even Shane had something to say about that one. Was it a European fan or an American fan? But Jerry, we were talking about Shane. Shane has trouble showing emotion at the best of times. He's got ice water running through his veins. He is one cool customer.
Yes, emotional outbursts are not his forte. Well, he will be disappointed in that effort. This just got tough.
In a hurry. He's going to have to come with a shot here. To the left-hand corner. He's got it. Great recovery. Souquet was right in line with that, so he never moved a muscle. And again, a little short of what would have been perfect position, but you really can't see him missing this. Just across the table twice. And back for the 9.
Look at that speed control. He couldn't have placed it better with his hand.
The former U.S. Open champion knocks the 9 in to take his first rack. Ralf Souquet versus Shane Van Boening. 2 of the very best the game has to offer. Lock horns. Nothing down. And this match has turned on Souquet. He won the first 2 racks. Van Boening took the third. And that's where we pick it up. 2-1. Now, is there room between the 3 and the 6, Jerry? Because if there is, this is a great opportunity.
There may be just enough, but from the look on Van Boning's face, I don't know. He wants to go for it, but he's just not sure if the room is there. Boy, you know he wants to put that 1 ball away here.
And the 2 at the opposite end of the table. Yeah, he's kicking at this off the side cushion.
Didn't want that kiss.
The one thing about it, Jerry, is he may not have enough angle to try and bank this and get that cue ball down for the 2. It certainly doesn't look like he can cut this in and get the cue ball to the 2, no way. But not enough angle either.
Yeah, if he puts the spin on it to drive the cue ball down table, he'll throw the 1 ball off path. I'm very curious what he does here.
Well, he banked it in, but just as we thought, he didn't quite have enough angle to get that cue ball all the way down for the 2, but that's still a pretty good effort. Mind you, that 1 thought about staying on the playing surface, didn't it?
It did, and this 2 ball is tough, but we've seen him make tougher cuts this week. And this rack will go no further than the 5 ball. The 5-9 combination is on.
And it may not take long to get to there. What a shot from Ralf. Perfect on the 3 with plenty of angle to drop nicely onto the 4.
Actually, that may be a 4-9 combination.
Well, that's a 5-9, Jer. The 4 into the top right corner. Ralph's just eyeing up the 5-9 now. And he'll draw this to get a little closer to that 5.
$5-9 for the 3rd mark. He only needs 5.
He gets it. The 5-9 digs a deeper hole for USA and Shane Van Boening. 3-1 to Souquet. The race to 5 motoring on here at the Hilton Hotel. And Van Boening can just shake his head. That's about as much emotion as you're going to get from him. But that was a big win for Ralf Souquet. He did not want to see Van Boening come back at him. Not like he did against Drago.
Yeah, the double kiss on that 1 ball just proves there's some kisses that should be avoided.
Souquet and his partner Niels Fine beat Van Boening and his partner Rodney Morris twice. And Van Boening and partner Morris, the reigning World Cup of Pool champions. The pair from America won that in Holland a couple months ago. Van Boening with a massive break.
But he's got a ball down. He's made a legal break. And the 1 ball has gone to hide.
I said there have been very few break and runouts in this year's Mosconi Cup. I mean, the break has been very difficult at the best of times, but seldom has a nice lay of the land brought the table or offered the table to the player that is broken.
Yeah, well, normally these fellas can play a break where they can actually play position on the 1 ball, but with the requirement that they bring 3 balls back past the head string, that kind of flies out the window. You've got to hit the rack so hard, it's very difficult to control the motion of both the 1 and the cue ball.
Rodney Morris secured his first point of this year's Mosconi Cup in the first match this evening against Niels Fine. Shane Van Boening has only accounted for 1 point himself. His earlier win today against Tony Drago. When you only get 2 points from the likes of Van Boening and Morris in total to this point of the Mosconi Cup, you know you're in trouble.
Well, Van Boening has pushed out to a jump shot. I wonder if he senses a weakness there. Now he himself chooses to kick. Big shot here.
You got the right side of it, and that cue ball is going to be behind the four, is it? Or is he? Well, you just saw Van Boening throw his hand up in despair. I believe there might just be a gap between these colors for a path to the 1 ball, and that would be cruel.
Yeah, he just barely left that gate open. There you see it.
That is cruel. Anywhere but there.
Extension.
You can see the blue 2. Ralf has to take that cue ball right alongside that blue 2. This is a long shot, difficult at the best of times. He's caught it too thick. It's far from easy. But we expect anything in the open to be deposited from the likes of Souquet. He's raised the bar so high.
Well, he's gotten very fortunate on this leave. He could just as well have left that 1 ball over the side pocket. Instead,
Extension.
there's nowhere to go.
Now, could he possibly get aggressive here? Is there an aggressive option?
Well, if he does, it'll be the bank into the side, but I don't see that going on now. Smart shot.
That's the type of shot that you learn from players like Ralf Souquet, using all the colors and just increasing the percentages of getting safe. Good heady shot from Van Boening there. (3-1) your score in this match. 7-5 the overall score.
Watch the 8 ball.
Not anymore. Van Boening turns right around to look at Nick Varner. As soon as that 8 went down, he just turned his head. Nothing you can do there. Just take your medicine.
Well, Jim, it seems the pool gods have ignored every American prayer this week.
You know, the way that Ralf played that, though, Jerry was giving himself every chance. He made such a good contact on the 1, and the speed that he played the shot, there was no desperation in that kick.
Yes, but a kick combination to send you to the hill. Whoa. Now that is 2 bad misses from Souquet in a single rack. You haven't seen that lately.
Such is the pressure of the Mosconi Cup. Just catches the near point enough to keep it on the table. And that is a major let-off. And after that fluke, that would have been like a dagger through the American hearts. He's given Van Boening a little life.
Well, I do see a little difference in the Souquet game plan tonight. Normally when the opponent's at the table, Souquet stares at the floor and meditates, concentrates, keeps his focus. He's watching this game.
But he's got a lot of experience, and you know he'll put the 2 misses out of his mind. But certainly a sign that even he is feeling the pressure.
Six ball into the corner. The 7 will be deposited in the side pocket. The cue ball should line up very nicely with the 9.
And what looked like was going to be a 4-1 score in favor of Europe, all of a sudden 3-2 to Europe. Van Boening still in with a shout. Rack number 6, 3-2. The score in this one, it's a race to 11, 7-5 the overall score in favor of Europe. Ralf looking to take that to 8-5.
That will be an interesting match coming up. There is a little tension between Eminen and Jones today.
Yes, I heard a little bit about that actually, Jerry. I wasn't sure of the particulars around it, but it's not very often players come to the table in the Mosconi Cup where there isn't a little extra behind the scenes.
Yes, a little extra fire in the belly.
Always makes for a great match, a great event. And when doesn't the Mosconi Cup have a heartbeat? Very difficult one here for Van Boening.
Perhaps more difficult is keeping the 3 ball out of your life when you're trying to attack that next 2. But he's managed to do that.
Well, if he can snatch this rack as well against Ralf Souquet's break, all of a sudden they're back on serve, 3 apiece, and it would be Van Boening with the break.
Yeah, and a race to 2. Whoa.
Extension.
Just wants to take a little bit more time with this one. Calls for his extension. He just wants to put a bit more thought into how he wants to execute. Shot to the 2 and position to the 3. Well, that wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it at all. It appeared that he wanted to kick the 3 ball up table, but it just did not work according to plan. Now, is there a 2-way shot available where he can bank this 3 and get safe? I don't see it.
It doesn't really offer position, Jerry. If it offered position, he might take it on, but he's just snicking the edge of this and playing safe.
Well, you can't put 2 balls further away than that.
Ralf is having a good look. Not the easiest of replies available for Souquet here.
Yeah, that is a long roll. Well, you've got to be happy with that result.
Yeah, I think Shane can get through to this, though. That's still a pretty good effort from Ralf. Another half a roll, and it would have been a great effort. A very significant rack. He doesn't. I don't think he wanted that to go in. Even though he can get through to this 4, can he see enough to be able to make it? That was not intended, that 3. Very close, Jerry.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy. What a critical shot he has here. He's got to make this. Or play safe.
A few come on Ralphs from the crowd here. A very partisan crowd in favor of Europe. Why not? We're in Malta. the home of Tony Drago, the MVP of the Mosconi Cup last year in Las Vegas.
Well, Ralph tried to get behind that 7 ball, but he's left it all for Van Boening to work with here.
Yes, a lot of tension. I think the crowd sense that this rack takes on added significance. He took a flyer at that one. I think he heard the shot clock winding down, Jerry, and he let his back arm go.
Yeah, you know, he was trying to get behind the 7. Well, I don't know. If he was going for the shot, he wouldn't be.
Yeah, if he,
I'm curious about that
the
shot.
speed that he played that was a full throttle bank. Full throttle attempt at trying to knock that 4 into the side pocket, and he can count himself a bit lucky if this does not pass the 8, and if it goes, it just goes. What a touch. What a touch and what a nerve to play a shot like that over that distance.
Over that distance, you better believe it.
Slow rolling that ball over about 5 feet and judging it perfectly.
2-rail kick coming up.
Once again executed perfectly. This is some kind of rack. This is one for the purists. Ralph having a look to see if there's a possibility of a 4-9 off the back cushion. Doesn't look like it's set.
No, but he might give it a shot if he feels that 4 will slide over to the corner. No, he's not going that way at all. Oh, what a shot.
Well, he got lucky. Cue ball just feathered the 5 on its way by. Otherwise, he would have left it. Once again, Lady Luck is smiling on both of them. They're both enjoying a few good rolls here. And who's going to get the last laugh in this rack? Oh, here's a chance for Souquet. The chance to attack the 9. A billiard. Karam shot. He'll be playing about half of the 4 with a little bottom and left-hand spin. Take the cue ball into the 9. Try and knock it into the corner pocket. Why not?
It's left a lot of distance.
Jerry, every one of these, the fans here, living and dying on every shot. They're on the edge of their seats. The balls may not be finding pockets, but this is some kind of pool.
Yeah, you just love to watch the strategy these gentlemen work out. You know, I'm going to bet you that Van Boening never heard that clock. For those of you who don't know, Shane only has 2% of his hearing.
Yeah, he was down over that ball for a very long time. And Jerry, I completely agree. There's no way. She's in a state of shock too.
Had he heard that, he would have uncorked something rather than give up ball in hand.
I mean, he missed the 4 anyway. But still, I mean, you don't want to get ball in hand. I did not want to see that rack end like that.
Yeah, I doubt anyone did. I'm wondering if in the future it might not be a good idea to have someone on that end of the table who can give him the timeout signal with their hands.
He wants a little angle on this 6. The 7 does pass into his choice of pockets. And these last 4 colors will take Ralf into a 4-2 lead. And that was definitely a moment that you can mark down. That's a turning point in this one.
This will carry Souquet to the hill, needing only a single 9 ball to bring his side out to an 8-5 lead. But it's still not over. We've seen a lot of comebacks this week, and Shane Van Boening more than capable of a comeback.
There will be 3 to play. He'll need them all. The 9 secured. Ralf Souquet moves closer to the finish line. Tony Drago likes it. It is a 4-2 lead confirmed here.
Ralf Souquet now 4-2 ahead and just 1 rack away from a vital point for Europe. It's a must-win match though for the Americans and Van Boening. More action to come after the break.
Now Van Boening with his back against the wall in this one. It's 4-2 to Souquet. He breaks in rack number 7. Nothing down and a possible chance at the 1 for Ralf. Our first time foul of this year's Mosconi Cup.
Yeah.
We've seen others, but the first one of 2008.
Souquet plotting the path through the rack. He does have some problems to solve here, Jim. This is not the most open table we've seen. Ralf elects to go safe.
Here's your definition of safety.
Clock.
And Shane knows he can't afford any more mistakes in this match. He might even need a little bit of help.
That is not going to cut the mustard when it's Ralf Souquet coming to the table.
Thin cut on the 1. It passes the 2, but position virtually assured. The problems come up from the 2 to the 3. Ralph's going to need a very good shot. And then from the 3 to the pink 4 on the right-hand side, or pardon me, from the 4 to the 5 on the right-hand side, that will be the real stumbling block. And Ralf already weighing that up. For me, Jerry, this is the big shot here. The angle that he leaves himself in attacking that pink 4 top left. And he's looking at a 5-8 combination. You can see he's got very little angle with which to work on the 3. But he wants to get that cue ball into an area of the table to knock that 5-8 combination in. And you can see it's far from set.
Yeah, well, he can just roll through on this shot and get the shape he needs. He's using up all of his time on almost every shot. Souquet not one to be known to leap around the table.
So off 2 cushions, trying to get that ball back into this area. That would be the perfect situation.
Is that short a pace?
Just slightly, Jerry. He'd like to have been a little straighter on the angle. And now he's going to place an imaginary pocket on that cushion. That's where he's playing the 5 to knock that 8 in. And it'll all be about controlling that white. He's got to get the 8 and maintain position to that 5.
Extension.
But had he traveled a little further, this angle wouldn't quite be so difficult to negotiate.
Yeah, this is tough. And he gets shape on the 5. My goodness.
Laley applauding. This one's going to be over soon. Great shot from Ralf there. Even had the cue ball not contacted the 5, he would have dropped onto it to the same corner he made the 8. That was probably the intention. This was a tough draw for either of these players. Whoever was going to survive this one was going to put their side in very good shape.
Well, Souquet has been the go-to guy for Team Europe for a number of years. He rarely fails them.
Yeah, it seems like forever when they need a point. Put Souquet out. And the 9 to put a ribbon on this one. That's an emphatic point for Europe. Ralf knows it, the fans know it, and so does the rest of the team. The handshake from the gentleman as always, Shane Van Boening.
Confirmation of the 8-5 scoreline. Europe back to a 3-point cushion and closing in on that magic figure of 11, which will see them retain the partypoker.com Mosconi Cup.